Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, Fabulites. I have questions for you. What opens with Darnell, Faven, and Astrid meeting up to literally get the mess frozen out of them? Not literally, but they in the cryogenic place where they get get frozen. It's supposed to make them feel younger or better, or lose weight or something. And what closes with Hencha and Mike and Matisha, laughing or being happy or affirming that they have frozen out Astrid from the Michael Astrid dating scenario. If you guessed Miami WAGS, you're correct. I'm Angela, the channel is Be Fabulous You, and let's see how we get from opening to closing. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and sticking around. All right, so we got Darnell and Faven. They're meeting up with Astrid. The cryo event, I guess, is our commercial. Do we have a commercial every episode? We got this commercial. We find out that Darnell likes getting choked. I think that might be TMI, but okay. They also talk about the benefits of alcohol, except like the other night. And I had already forgotten about Astrid throwing water at Hencha, that whole situation. Astrid seems unapologetic, unembarrassed, and feels justified because she just wouldn't let me get a word in edgewise. Hencha wouldn't let her get a word in edgewise. Astrid acknowledges that going after Hencha will lead to some repercussions. So we get, we get some frozen kitty cats and some frozen breastises, and then that scene is over. Okay, so we got Phil and Ashley. They're double dating with Kayla and Eric. Phil is like, I feel like these are the kind of people we need to hang around now. Married people. And Ashley, they in the green screen. Ashley is like, I think that's awesome. But it is. I think it's good to get you a support system going of married men and, start, or continue to think in the ways that, married men think, which can be different from the way that single men think. So it's good to get you a support system, So, hey, yay, kudos to you, bro, Phil. Okay, so, and then we have Ashley in a conversation with Kayla. Kayla's like, oh, I hold a lot of water weight. And Ashley's like, oh, yeah, I hold a lot of water weight. I hold cupcake weight. I hold fried chicken weight. Kayla changes the subject to wedding planning. And we are continuing that conversation storyline that Ashley and Phil's mother with that whole situation and Phil's involvement or non-involvement with that, and Ashley's taking the high road or not taking the high road in that. Okay, so that's that. And then we have Damani or Damiani, and apparently this has something to do with Faven and her suit line. I like this businesswoman side. We like to see that. She dressing like 4 or 5 athletes. 2 of them are new to her, and one of them includes her husband for the entire season. So that's exciting for her. And I'm trying to figure out, I didn't necessarily appreciate or understand why Faven is talking critically about her husband's thick middle and his thick neck in front of the folks there and in front of us. I didn't like it so much. Okay, so then we see Hencha arriving at the Prime Hotel in the green screen. She's explaining how the girl code is off and the war is on with Astrid because of the drink thrown in her face. And she's meeting up with Michael. She thinks that he's cute, and she feels that she can and is snatching him from Astrid. And I don't know if she feels that she can snatch him from Astrid because Astrid wasn't really into them or their chemistry, or maybe when she met him, she felt something. Or maybe she's just the kind of woman who feel like she can I'll take your man right out the box and put him under my padlock. Maybe she feel like she can take anybody's man. I don't know how to interpret that. And Mike is like, well, I saw you at the pool party and I thought that you were gorgeous, to be honest. So that's, I guess, good for Hencha. I didn't really know how things were going to unfold, but it looks like things are going Hencha's way, and I don't know if that's good for Hencha or not. But from her perspective, it's good for her. And they play pool, volleyball, and then they kiss. So, all right. We see Faven prepping for her fashion show. It's a spring collection. She's a little bit stressed out. Her husband, Corey, calls, and he says that he's hungry. And Faven is like, well, I'm busy. And she says that, he's used to her catering to him. And under the surface, he said, I can't exactly remember what he says, but it's kind of like this undersurface comment of like, to me, I heard it like, well, you do what you got to do, and I'll get somebody to cater to me. Because I'm like, you don't have to be eating noodles at the house. Go to the restaurant, call somebody, and have them deliver some food. I don't understand. You in Miami, you're in a big city. I mean, I don't understand. So, clearly he's, he knows how to use the phone. So I felt like there was an undercurrent to that conversation, and it was like a threat, like, woman, if you don't continue to cater to me, then I'm going to find me somebody who can. I mean, that's because I'm like, clearly he's grown. He know how to use, why is he calling her to tell her he's hungry? And Faven is, she's sweating after that interaction. So I think that she might have felt the same way that I felt, like there was an implicit threat there. Okay, so then we see Faven and Darnell and Hencha, and Hencha announces that she's dating. And they're like, who you dating, girl? You wasn't dating nobody next week. And she like, Michael, didn't you hear about him? And Faven is like, I heard about Asterisk Michael. And Hencha is like, yup. Instead of beating her behind, I took her guy. And Faven and Darnell were like, that's how I am too. Like, ooh, this what we doing? Okay, so then we see Phyllis's mom, Phyllis, arriving, and Miss Phyllis is like, oh, you didn't kill the fish, like in the fish tank. Hold on a second. I'm going to see if I can wait out these dogs. And Ash is like, no, we didn't kill the fish. We love here. We don't kill around here. And then Phyllis is like, oh, you got my save the date in the mail? And Ash is like, yes, it was so lovely. And Phyllis is like, well, I was surprised to get your save the date in a text. Is that how you reached out to everybody? Is that how you sent all of them? And Ash is like, yeah, it's a new technology. So, everybody got their stuff right there and it's easy. And I got our engagement photos, and Phyllis is like, or maybe you sent the save the date by text because you write up on the last minute and you didn't have time to get them printed and sent out. And what's up with your engagement photos? I'm looking at them. It looks like you're naked. And Ash is like, yeah, but all the important parts are covered. So how's your wedding planning going? And Phyllis is like, I done fired 2 or 3 caterers, but we cook. So I'm not into pretty food that don't taste good. You gonna have an open bar? And Ash is like, well, we're gonna have plenty of champagne and fruit punch for my husband to be, who doesn't drink. Oh, you don't like champagne? And Phyllis is like, I like Michelob. And then in the green screen, Phyllis is like, Philip, her son, is like, well, I try not to pick a side. And Ash is like, well, that's not going to work because you about to spend the rest of your life with me, not your mama. So you are picking a side. Okay, so then we see Faven and her hubby Corey. They're walking and talking on the street. And Corey is like, I miss us. I miss you. When is this fashion show? And Faven is like, it's soon. And I understand that you missing, me and us. But I'm finally having time to do my passion. And Corey is like, I'm missing your cooking. I'm missing me coming home and you wearing something nice and the kids are asleep. And Faven is like, oh, okay, well, you're missing food and sex and the 2 most important things to you. But, what about me and my career? And Corey is like, I'm not knocking that. And then I had to hold up and loop back because when Ashley and Mrs. Phyllis were together, and Miss Phyllis is like, okay, well, I'm gonna go upstairs, and Ash is like, okay, well, let me know if you need anything, and I'll put some fresh flowers in your room. And it seemed like Miss Phyllis didn't acknowledge her or say okay or thank you or I will or nothing. So that seemed kind of dry. Okay, so back to Faven and Hencha and Corey. I don't know why Hencha is in there. Okay, so Corey is like, you don't have to work. I feel like you're going out here creating problems. I'll give you $300,000 to leave the business alone. That's what you think you'll make in a year. Here's $300,000. I can't think of another woman who wouldn't want to be in your shoes. And Faven in her green screen is like, I don't even know what that means. I have a passion and you can't deal with that. And then, and I'm that's because you're used to being like a child. That's what Faven is saying. And I'm like, okay, Miss Faven, that's probably true. But I think you set the precedent. I think you set the situation up so that he could expect that. So he may or may not be open to change. You are changing and flipping the script. So, that's kind of how relationships are. Things do change for people. But, I mean, he didn't, so I can understand why he would be confused and resistant. Okay, so then we see Philip and Ashley going to yoga. And we find out that yoga is a big part of Phil's training. How fabulous. I love a man who's into yoga because it's kind of like it's so important for flexibility, and sometimes masculine personalities in our society are rigid. So it's good for them, I think, to have that experience of yoga. Okay, so then Ashley is right. Phil agrees. This is our wedding. So they make a deal that Ashley will tell Phyllis that the wedding is going to be in Curacao, which is an island. They're going to have a destination wedding, and that Phil will handle Phyllis if she flips out. We see Astrid walking into the bar. She's meeting with Mike to tell him, out of respect for Jason and because of so much pressure from the girls, that she is dating someone else. And I'm just thinking, I figure if we haven't discussed being exclusive, then we're not exclusive. That's how I operated when I was dating. I wasn't exclusively dating you, and I didn't think that you were exclusively dating me unless we had made that agreement. And I didn't make that agreement with everybody I dated because I didn't want to date everybody I dated exclusively. Okay. Oh, wow. So Astrid is like, I really like Mike, but I like Jonathan so much more. And I'm like, I hope she's not about to tell that man that. I mean, even if that's true, I don't like that. You don't have to do that. Okay. So, they talk about it, and, she doesn't say what I thought she was going to say. Mike is like, well, we're single, right? And she's like, yeah. And he's like, when you're single, you date. It doesn't mean you have to sex everybody you date. Exactly. That's what she was saying. That's what I was saying. So he says he understands what she's saying. And Astrid is like, right, but I don't like the insinuations. And Mike is like, well, who is insinuating what? And Astrid is like, Hencha and Metisha, whatever her name is. Hencha said, I'm bouncing from peen to peen. And I don't know if you are only dating me or if you are seeing other people. And Phil is like, well, earlier this week, Hencha did message me and we hung out. And Astrid is like, who does that? And I'm team Astrid on this because single date other folks, but you're gonna date someone that is in the same circles as me right now, like while we're still dating. That seems weird. That seemed weird to me. So they go to commercial, but when they come back, now what now? Mike is like, well, me and Hencha got together, but it was just casual. And I was kind of surprised by that. But then later on when he's talking to Hencha, he says that he told her that it was just casual, and Hencha doesn't seem offended. So I guess, hey, they all agree. And it was not a date, and I guess he's feeling guilty. And then Astrid is like, no, I didn't know, because she's not my girl, she's not my friend, and I feel disrespected, but it makes my decision easier. I am disappointed, and I'm caught off guard, but I can't see you anymore. And I'm kind of like, yay, Astrid, much respect, sis. I understood that. I'm like, hey, okay. So then we see Phil, Ashley, and Phyllis with the wedding planner, and also the flower guy ends up being there, and they're seeing the centerpieces. We find out that they're spending $110 for flowers, and they are beautiful. The centerpieces, and then they're telling, we said see the centerpieces. I don't know what the rest of the flowers look like, but they're telling Miss Phyllis that the wedding is going to be in Curacao, and Phyllis is basically like, my concern is that my family wants to be a part of the wedding, and they can't just pick up and travel to another country. And I think that's valid, and I also think it's valid that it's their wedding, and so sometimes, those of us who aren't in the wedding, we don't get stuff to go the way we want it to go. Okay, so then we see Faven getting prepped for her fashion show. Corey and Phil are going to be there modeling in the show, and they're there. I think almost all of the women are there. Metisha, Kayla, are showing up. Faven is like, you know, kind of big up in Kayla for showing up as a fellow WAG, even though they have tension in their relationship. Oh, that was sweet. And she keeps saying that she wants her hubby to see how passionate that she is about her business. The fashion show is cute. The ladies have fun. The models have fun. Corey, her husband, has fun modeling. He's supportive. Is that Eden, her little baby who she kisses at the end? A little cutie patootie. And then Corey sees the vision. So, you know, he's kind of like, I can support the business. So it's good. We had a little tension in the episode, but it was resolved quickly. It didn't explode into nothing, and it was reasonable. Then we see Matisha and Hencha. They're at a swimwear shop, and Matisha is asking, well, so you got with Phil because of Astrid? Was it a revenge thing? And Hencha is like, well, she was 20% of the reason that I got with him, but 80% of it was because I thought that he was cute. And actually, I like him now after, you know, we went on a date. And then I was kind of like, wait a second, they blurring out Hencha's nipple because she had on this little cut up t-shirt type thing, and I guess her nip was showing, so they had to blur it out. Okay, girl. I know we in Miami, but cover up the nipples, right? Oh, but I guess, shoot, some of these women be out here with everything showing, or with sheer tops showing their nipples. So I don't know. I guess I'm old-fashioned. Cover the nipples up, gal. Then they talk about Astrid. Hencha is FaceTiming Mike. Oh, okay. So Hencha is FaceTiming Mike while she's in a swimsuit. She was going to FaceTime him, but Matisha is like, wait till you put on the swimsuit, which she thinks is a bikini, but it looked like a one-piece to me, so I thought a bikini was a two-piece. But anyway, she's FaceTiming Mike and, you know, showing him her body and her boobs and her booty, you know, giving him like all the little angles and everything. And Hencha is like, you know, as they talk about Astrid, and Hencha is like, we are not in the same circle, me and Astrid. I am in the winning circle. And so is Astrid out of the picture for good? And Mike is like, yes, because Astrid dumped him. I don't know if he wanted her to be out of the picture, but you might as well go with the flow now, Mike. So then we see, okay, so I think that's it. Hencha is, so I'm just like, I still like Hencha because she Haitian. Everybody on the show is the same color. So I have to, you know, look for some identification, something African centered for me to identify with, you know, as a darker skinned woman. So the fact that she's Haitian and a lot of Haitians are dark, I'm like, yay. The fact that the other child is from the African continent and a lot of people on the African continent are dark, I'm like, yay. So I'm rooting for them. The other two young women are African American, so yay, I can identify with them thinly. But anyway, I still like you, Hencha, but you on a slippery slope. Like, I'm not really, I don't think it's really cute out here to be trying to steal men and play games and relationships to get revenge on other people. That's like, you know, people's feelings are involved, but whatever. It seemed like it's all working out and it's all casual and play. But it also kind of seems to be case in point. Like, are you ready to be dating? You out here revenge dating people? Boo. And I probably agree with your mama. Your mama, we see in the preview, she like, you'd have been married twice if you'd have kept your legs closed, with her cute little personality and cute behind. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. We are working on 200 subscribers. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being part of that Charter 200. And if you're not a subscriber yet, go ahead and click that button so you too can be a part of that Charter 200. Woo! It's so exciting. Like, thumbs up, comment down below. I like WAGS Miami. Hit the notifications button wherever it is. Enjoy the rest of your day, because you know what today is. It's the best day ever. And you know who you are. You are the most fabulous one out here. You are number one. You're the greatest. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous you. Peace.